is very confident in his ability. Once he gets out in front, he just hits his marks. He challenges. That's why he's the championship leader. Right here at Monster Raceway. 0.665 on our scoring monitor. That was the last lap around. And
that's like in our level of competition being +1, +2, +3. So I think where we would think of that as not very much in our class.
yes, they do slice their pie much thinner than we do, a tenth of seconds. Here's Nicky Hayden trying to make his final push to the back wheel of Stefan Bradl. He's getting a little bit of number 99, Nicky Hayden got a great start, passing Alvaro Bautista immediately. Next time around. Across the start-finish line. That bike is in a bad place right now. He's losing positions, and it's definitely because he's riding hurt right now. I mean, those ribs, you know, that's got to be one of the most painful things. Maybe a separated shoulder would be a little bit worse, but cracked or broken ribs makes it very difficult to do anything, including sleep.
Well, that's so hard on these bikes. You know, you're not just sitting there and guiding it. You're forcing the handlebars left and right, pushing as hard as you can to make the bike turn at the speed you want it to turn. Otherwise, it's going to go straight. So it's hard when you switch your upper body and your wrists are not happy. It's going to be very painful. Hayes just looking like he's in complete control at the moment.
He is. He's the only rider in the minute 25-second bracket. Everybody else has slipped back into the 26s, 7s, and 8s. Josh Hayes still turning great laps here at Monster Raceway. Talking about the broken or cracked ribs to go.
things going sideways on the brakes. He's definitely pushing because he's herring right up the road from him now. We'll see what the gap is this lap, but I'll bet you it's come down a bit more.
Oh, it's 7 seconds from Herron to Hayes. It's 0.9 from Herron back to Blake Young. So they're definitely catching the number 2 Yamaha. In fact, you could say they've done it.
And now we got to figure out what are they going to do with it. So Young actually through the sweepers is really making some ground up. The braking looks pretty even, but Young through the sweeping corners down those S's, he's doing really well.
Blake Young lining up a good drive out of turn 11. Josh Herron trying to make himself small behind the bubble. Stabbing those downshifts, taking it into turn 2. They got another lap rider in front of them right now. Blake Young, Danny Eslick, they're right there. Ben Bostrom a little further back. Jeff May is more or less in the wheel tracks of Bostrom.
Young again gaining some ground around turn 3. Let's check 4. Looks like Young is pretty good through the middle of
He's gone.
Yeah, he sure is. He's doing a great job, and he did it all in the beginning, like you say. Now, Blake Young has gone by Herron, and here comes Eslick on the back of Herron as well. So Josh Herron has moved backwards through the pack. Young looking really strong here at the end of the race.
Must have happened in that rainy curve area where he made up some ground last time around. Blake Young already holding the lead coming off turn 11 over Herron.
Herron's getting a little sideways off of turn 2. Front end's bouncing on the way through 3. Herron's pushing hard to try to fight back, though. It may not be over yet.
Well, back at the ranch, up in first place, Josh Hayes has opened a 9.5 second advantage, and he is just crushing the opposition here, easily on his way to that record-breaking 8th consecutive win number 11 for the season. And he would be on 10 in a row, except for that 7th place finish in Infineon. I miscounted. This race for zone. Danny Eslick with a bit of a moment coming off the corner. Nicky Hayden watching trackside out there. Speedy. Blake Young has really impressed me, and his guys, James Hashimoto and Davy Jones, put together a great fight. But Herron gives no quarter. Josh Hayes is across the line. Josh Herron and Blake Young. It's going to be a side-by-side drag race, and it's going to be, oh, it's so close. It looks like Blake Young gets it by a half a wheel. A side-by-side drag race for the runner-up spot. Blake Young knows he got it. He's kicking his leg out and celebrating right now. That's an excellent job by a man who was down in the dumps all weekend long. He really turned his attitude around, it seemed like, this morning when he got to the racetrack. They didn't even get a warm-up for him to prove whether he was going to be fast or not. He showed him in the